Hello, hello, hello. How is my favorite audience doing tonight? Everybody enjoying this heat wave we've got coming through? Well, if you're in the northern hemisphere, that is. And yes, 40 degrees feels like a heat wave right now. It was fantastic. Usual deal, we'll give everyone till 7:05 to get here, and then we'll get into picking our characters and all the other details for our story tonight, and then we'll get started. Were any of you here for the last story on Friday? Cat fire. Kitty fire? I don't know. Thank you, Nut Susanna. Did you catch the little song reference that I snuck in there when I was talking about him showing up to the bar with some of his friends? I didn't know if anyone caught on to that. Well, I know at least one person did, but I was curious if anyone else caught it. Ba-da-da-ba-bum. Ooh. I'm dropping some frames. I'll have to keep track of it. Interesting. So, did anyone have anything exciting happen today? I didn't have anything exciting happen today. Just the usual. I think tonight we're going to do a story about snow. You had an amazing dinner. My dinner was pretty good too. I had some chicken sausage and some pasta and some homemade sauce. Mmm. It was awfully tasty. You know, the weather's so warm, I think we're going to do a story about some snow tonight. Just to remind everybody that it's still winter. Because I'm a terrible person, deep down inside. A terrible, terrible person. You'd think that I would give you a story about spring and flowers to maybe brighten your day and make you feel better, but no. I'm going to bring you back down, remind you that this cold weather, or this warm weather that we have right now, it's not going to stay. We're going to go back to being cold because it's just the way it goes. Again, if you're in the northern part of the hemisphere, we're not through it yet. Got a few more months. Sorry. So in another minute, we'll get started. Pick some characters. If you want to be a part of the story, type !pick me for a chance to name some of our characters, maybe pick a place. I don't know what else. Probably do characters and a place tonight. A few characters. Yeah. 4 characters. 4. Yep. And a place. And while we're waiting, thank you, Mr. Funbags, for following. Mark that off. Can everyone else see me right now? You guys could all just say in chat if you can see me. Just got to report that the screen is black for some people. Hello, hello. Doo-doo-doo. 1 second. Okay, it's just fine for you. Anyone else? Hmm. One second. Okay, well, if you haven't typed exclamation mark pick me and you want to be a part of the story, type it now. And if not, I'm just going to get started. Alright, I'm going to roll with what I've got. Bottom. Maybe. If things work. So many technical difficulties today. Sheesh. Alright, I need everyone to type exclamation mark pick me again. It didn't register for some reason. There we go, it's working now. Let's see. Nut Susanna, can I have a name for a male character? And then while we're waiting for that, Breedub, can I have a name for a female character? So I need a male from you, Nut Susanna, and a female from you, Breedub. Norbert. And Gemma. Ooh. I like these name choices. Again, anyone who wants a chance to win, type exclamation mark, pick me, and then I'm going to roll again. Alright, I'm rolling. Breedub, now I need a male from you. And Nut Susanna, I need a female from you. So I need another female, this time from Nut Susanna, and a boy from Breedub. Bran. Ooh, like Bran Stark. Bess. Ooh, I like that. These are fun names. You're two very creative people. You're lucky to have won. Bran and Bess. Two B's. We need one more winner. If you haven't entered yet and you want a chance to enter, type exclamation mark pick me now. Otherwise, I'm going to roll again. And one of these two will win. Rolling. Redub. I need a place. I need a name for a place. Hmm. Fennelsville. Hey, there was fennel in my sausage tonight. Way. There really was. Okay. I think that is good for selections for now. So, I am going to get started into my story, I think. Yeah, why not? I think that'll be good. So let's see. There was a very big storm one week. We're going to go with a week. That covered the entire town of Fennelsville in several feet of fluffy yet packy white snow. All of the roads were so snowy that schools and businesses were closed for days. What this meant to the adults was, I'm not going to meet my deadlines at work, and grumble, grumble, grumble. But to the children, this meant snow day. Woo! Snow days in Fennelsville were rare. They didn't get them often because, well, the snowplows were very good at keeping up with the snow. But this snowstorm had come so quickly and unexpectedly that the snowplows were caught off guard, and they just couldn't keep up. And so, the children were tasked with finding things to do to keep themselves busy while the adults dug their houses, cars, and driveways out. Snow days for children presented unlimited possibilities. For fun, they could sled, build a fort, go ice skating, have a snowball fight, and at the very end, perhaps the best part of the day, is warming up with good friends over a cup of hot cocoa. Now today we follow a group of 3 friends, of whom Norbert was the unofficial leader. The second he saw that school was closed, he called for Gemma and Bran, his very best friends, to make plans for the day. They decided to start the day by making a fort. And that way they'd have a base to return to throughout the day. They met just shortly after hanging up their phones and started building their fort. Very sturdily, I might add. It was a well-built fort. They worked for a couple of hours, and then when they were done, they stood outside, hands on hips, and admired their fort. They were like, that's a good fort. A very good fort. I like that fort a lot. Each in their own turn, nodding their heads in approval. A nice little fortified igloo. And they decided to name their fort, but they couldn't, they didn't know what to name it. So, why don't you help me name our fort? Type exclamation mark pick me now if you want to name the fort. Quick! I'm only going to run it for about 30 seconds. Maybe only 20. I don't know. Not long. Not Susanna. what are we going to call our fort? What name do they want their fort to be? Ba-da-da-da-ba. Hello? Need a name for the fort? Hideaway. Nice. That works. After a moment of squabbling back and forth, they decided to name their fort the Hideaway. Huh? Hide away. Get it? Because they can hide away there. Anyhow, continuing on. After all that hard labor, they needed a snack. So they chose to go to a little diner in town, after getting money from their parents, of course, because that's what children do. They take money from their parents, to grab a snack, which they could tell was still open because it was a small town. The diner was over there. The lights were on. They're like, hey, it's still open. Let's go get our food on. As they were finishing their meals of chicken tenders and milkshakes, because kids, even when it's cold, still love a good milkshake, they heard a very familiar nasally voice say, "Look at what we have here. A bunch of little babies. Why aren't you at home where babies belong?" Gemma tensed at the voice because she knew that it belonged to Bess, the biggest bully in their school. Bullies suck. She said. Gemma replied, We don't want any trouble. We're just leaving and we'll get right out of your way." Bess puffed up and let out a snort. "You think you're out of my way? You're always in my way. Don't worry, though. I'll teach you a lesson." And then she chased them outside and started pelting them with snowballs. After all three of them were on the ground and covered in snow, Bess finally stopped, snickered, and strutted back into the diner, where she finished up the last of their food. The nerve! This girl's got some serious... She thinks she's awesome. "This is getting to be too much," whined Bran. "This happens at least twice a week, and I can't take it anymore." Norbert looked very thoughtful at his friends as they got up and started walking home. "Well," said Norbert, "we have two options. We can just take it like we always do, or we can do something to stop her from bullying us. Let's take a vote." Well, what do you guys think they should do? Should they do nothing or do something about this bully? Go ahead and click on the link there. It'll bring you through to a poll, or you can place your vote. And the results are in. Drum roll, please. Drum roll, drum roll. They're going to do something about it. Oh my. Brave little children going to stand up to the big bad bully. Oh no. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, let's see. Norbert said, "We need to stand up for ourselves and teach her a lesson. The next time she bullies us, we're going to say something about it, and we're not going to let her get away with it." But this part of the bullying was already done, and they weren't going to start problems inside the diner when things had already de-escalated. So they went to hang out in their fort and enjoy the rest of their snow day. After only a few hands of Go Fish, because who doesn't want to play Go Fish inside a freaking igloo? That sounds awesome. They heard a weird thwack sound. And then they heard it again. And then again. getting louder each time. And then their ceiling shook. A bit of snow fell down from the ceiling of the fort, and they quickly scrambled outside of their igloo. Crawling, because the entrance is only like this, so doing the army crawl. They were afraid the fort was going to collapse. As they exited, they came face to face with two of Bess's minions, who pushed them into the snow as soon as they stood up. Down they go. Bess was standing on top of the fort, and she sneered. Gemma, however, remembered their earlier conversation, stood up and took a step towards Bess. "What kind of monster are you?" she yelled. "What did we ever do to you? We just want to enjoy our day off. We just want to go to school without being picked on and pushed around." And then she took another step towards Bess. Bess actually looked surprised. No one had ever talked back to her before. Her victims usually just cowered and did what she asked. She noticed that when Gemma stood up to her, her coward minions ran off and left her there. Apparently, they weren't as brave as she thought they were. With Gemma taking the front line, Norbert worked up the nerve to stand next to her and said, Yeah, you're just an insecure, mean bully, and you have no right to treat us this way. This ends today. With two people now standing up to her, she took another step back. But when she did, she stepped right into the spot that she had just stomped on a couple minutes ago. And her foot fell through the fort, and she lost her balance. And then the fort collapsed in on herself, trapping her in a pile of snow all the way up to her hip. She couldn't move. She let out a yelp. Ah! Bran, of course, now getting into the flow of things and getting up from being pushed down, ran forward and yelled, "We need to help her. But be careful, we don't want to fall through too." They inched their way onto the igloo, spreading out and keeping their weight dispersed. Pretty smart kids. And then they held hands so they could make a human rope. How inventive of them. Meanwhile, Bess was crying and yelling and wiggling, trying to get free, nervous as the weight of the snow trapped her. It's a terrifying feeling, I imagine, to be stuck inside of snow. Bran finally reached Bess and grabbed her hand. And then, 1, 2, 3, they all pulled at the same time. Gemma pulled Norbert, Norbert pulled Bran, Bran pulled Bess. And they all collapsed into a pile at the base of the igloo just as the last of it fell in on itself. It was a pretty big igloo. That was a lot of snow. It was pretty dangerous stuff. I don't know what she was thinking doing up there. Probably thought that they built it better. Anyhow. Phew. That was close, said Gemma. And then Bess, shakily, said, "But why? But why?" "Why what?" asked Norbert. "Why would you help me? I've been so mean to you. You should have just left me there." "I would have left you there." The three of friends kind of looked at each other and smiled. And Bran turned to Bess and quietly said, "Well, we wouldn't be very good people if we just left you there. Just because you're mean doesn't mean we want you to get hurt." Bess looked baffled and confused and ashamed, I think. Said, "I'm sorry that I was so mean to you. I just don't have anyone that's nice to me, so since no one's ever really been nice, I guess I'm just mean first. That way they don't have a chance to be mean to me." The three friends looked at each other again, and then dogpiled on Bess to give her a giant hug. They all laughed and joked about how they almost got buried by the snow on that fateful snow day, on that week of snow And they invited Bess to come drink hot cocoa with them, and realized that they actually made a great new friend. The end. Ta-da! See that? Snow days are magical, parents. I don't know what you complain about. People make friends, do brave things, build awesome forts. Gosh. I don't know what you all were thinking. Snow days are awesome. Kids, just in case you're wondering, parents have every right to not like snow days. It's a lot of work. So, I see both sides of it. I tend to lean toward the kids' side, though. I think snow days are awesome. Anyhow, that is going to wrap up tonight's story. I'll be live again on Wednesday, and I think Wednesday is when I do my animal-themed one. I don't know what the animal theme is going to be this week. I haven't decided yet. I'll choose an animal ahead of time, though. It'll be something fun. It'll probably be an animal that's unique in some way. If you didn't get to see the one about the giant golden-crowned flying fox bat, and yes, that is the real name of it, go check it out on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook page. It gets posted there as well. It was a really fun one. There's a link to some information about them and some Yes, you did miss it, C.H. Hackett. I am sorry. You tuned in late. You know the deal. You've been here before. I start promptly at 7:05. I say I start at 7, but then I give people 5 more minutes. And if they're not here in time, they're a loss. Yeah. You know the deal. I'm sorry. But the good news is, if you really want to watch it, it'll be available on my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, and on Twitch. It gets saved here automatically. It was a fun story about 3 friends and a bully and a snow fort and a snow day. That was a lot of fun. Now 4 friends. Crazy. I know. I was just saying, though, Wednesday, animals. It'll be a new animal. I haven't decided what yet. Check out the other one about the giant golden crown flying fox bat. If you haven't seen it yet, that one was really fun. I think that's my favorite to date. Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and I will see you all on Wednesday. Have a good one. Stay warm.